title, The Endotoxin Whisperer, Understanding USP less than 85 greater than. Let's open the curtain on a world that's invisible to the eye, but can be deadly to the body: bacterial endotoxins. These microscopic fragments, remnants of the outer membrane of gram-negative bacteria, aren't alive, but they sure know how to stir the immune system. When they sneak into sterile injections or implants, they whisper chaos to your immune system, triggering fever, inflammation, and sometimes full-blown septic shock. So, how do we catch these little saboteurs? Enter USP less than 85 greater than, the bacterial endotoxins test. It's the courtroom. Enter USP less than 85 greater than, the wise judge's commentary, off the record, but vital. User's Guide to Bet. Why do we need USP less than 85 greater than? Because USP less than 85 greater than tells you how to run the test, but not always how to think about it. What's the right endotoxin limit? How do we choose units like EU ml or EU device? What if our product is a 10 ml vial used once, or a 60 ml bag infused over an hour? USP less than 85 greater than walks you through this maze like your favorite science professor, the one with the dry erase marker and the dad jokes. Let's talk units. What's an EU anyway? EU equal to endotoxin unit. 1 EU is roughly the amount of endotoxin that causes a standard fever response in a rabbit. Yes, the test used to be, inject the rabbit. If it got feverish, bingo, that was 1 EU. Don't worry, the rabbit test is mostly retired now. We use LAL or RFC instead. So when we say 5 EU kg hour, that's the max dose your body can safely handle in an hour per kilogram of weight. Calculating the limit, the L equal to Km formula. Now let's nerd out. The endotoxin limit L is calculated like this: greater than L equal to Km, where L equal to limit EU ml or EU device, K equal to max endotoxin load, allowed usually 5 EU kghr for IV drugs. M equal to maximum dose of the drug per kg body weight per hour. Example: you're making a 10 ml injectable drug given to a 70 kilograms patient in an hour. You'd need to ensure your total endotoxin content doesn't exceed 350 EU, 5 EU kgx, 70 kilograms. Then divide by the volume of drug, or number of devices, depending on how it's delivered. Single-use versus multi-use devices, why it matters. If it's single-use, the total dose of endotoxin is based on the whole product, so you set limits in EU device. If it's multi-use, like a 10 ml vial drawn multiple times, each ml could be administered separately, so the limit is EU ml. USP less than 85 greater than tells us, always match the unit to the actual patient exposure. Science behind it, meet TLR4, the alarm bell. Now here's the cellular backstage pass. Your immune cells, like macrophages, have toll-like receptor for TLR4. When TLR4 sees endotoxins, specifically lipopolysaccharides LPS, it rings the alarm. Cytokines go off, fever spikes. It's like your immune system calling 911. That's why even tiny amounts of endotoxin matter, especially in IV drugs or implanted medical devices where there's no protective barrier like skin or stomach acid. The purpose of USP less than 85%, it guides scientists like you to choose the right limit units, EU ml, EU device. Apply risk-based decisions for different dosage forms. Avoid false positives, e.g. sample inhibition or enhancement. Set up control strategies, validation plans, and regulatory justifications. Conclusion: the unsung hero. USP less than 85 greater than doesn't replace less than 85 greater than, it elevates it. It makes sure your endotoxin testing isn't just compliant, but scientifically smart. Because when lives are on the line, guessing isn't an option. And understanding the why behind every EU is what separates a good lab from a great one.